Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. So I did a little bit of research. I just tried to refresh myself on how the Umbral Choir works and everything. And what I learned was that this here, Blackout, has nothing to do with the Umbral Choir. It's just a consequence that can occur when a trace finishes, if somebody traces a hacking operation back to its point of origin. And I so rarely allow AI traces to complete that I had forgotten what happens when they complete. So, we don't necessarily have contact with the Umbral Choir. This is just because I was not allowed to place an accelerator on Nakalim. It's not the end of the world. It's fine. This is something we have to worry way more about. I'm not really sure what my plan is for dealing with this. I think it's probably the case that the way we're going to deal with the fleet around Kuma is by ignoring it and just attacking the rest of this stuff and pulling their attention back. There's no way they have enough ships that they can afford to completely afford to fight us while leaving this here. I'm fingers crossed, hoping that that's true, because we have a lot of stuff over here. I've already recombined the fleets a little bit, and I think we're gonna make a move for Wasat. Again, my fervent hope is that we can just we can do enough damage to the Cravers to get a peace treaty out of them. Take the treaty on, and then just trade ESO over. Although I guess we have to be in either Cold War or peace, right, in order to give systems over to the Academy. And when we get an agreement to end the war, we'll be in the truce status for some time. So maybe we're just not going to be able to give ESO over to the Academy. I don't really want to take on any systems that aren't great, though, at this point. Also, we should probably go ahead and assign a relic to that one. Feels like all of our systems should have 15% more industry. Seems like a good idea. Especially since our raw industry values are climbing sharply all over the Empire. Yeah, alright, so I don't really want to go through Gia because I don't want to have to fight garbage pirate ships, but I guess they're not really too much of a threat to us. So the question is, are we going to ESO first? The thing is, if we just fight the Cravers, we take this stuff by force, we're not going to get to hand a system over to the Academy this game. It's just not going to happen. It pretty much has to be a Craver system. I wonder if you can eliminate a player from the game by handing their final system over to the Academy. Probably not, right? So I bet we couldn't do it to the Hisho. Maybe we could get enough of an influence boost going to do it to the Riftborn? I don't know how we would put that together, though. I mean, the thing around Aquarius has gotten quite large. Maybe we do actually build the culture center here and we just really go super deep on influence growth from Aquarius. It doesn't feel like the right move. Probably it makes more sense for it to be Hamal. And speaking of things that make sense, we should probably, at the very least, if we're not gonna... Here, let's improve this for industry for the moment. But yeah, this system is maybe a more sensible place to go for that. It's a little bit closer to... Man, it's only a little bit closer to Gatria, though, isn't it? Still, I do think it makes more sense. So I guess we could try it that way. Alright, let's just go take ESO the old-fashioned way. But I don't want non-productive systems. Alright, we're going to Gia. We're going to take the direct route to Gia. The commanders and stuff all move on. The siege ships can wait a minute. No, I'm going to send them over right now, too, because I just don't want them getting caught out by themselves. It would be really bad. We're trying to regather at Nalin. Okay, I think we're good for the moment. 3 turns off of extreme atmospherics, or oh, that's right, yeah, we do have hacking operations. We could hack these guys some more, but honestly, maybe it's a better idea to hack the Riftborn a little bit. Maybe some slightly indirect hacks here. That's only 5 turns to run. Okay, and it will let me place the accelerator. I think that should be a pretty clean finish before they have a chance to trace it back to us. Yeah, I'm way more into having control of Wasat, both for strategic reasons and for the fact that it's a 22 population system. We could get some value out of. ESO's just really not very good for us. That's a big part of the reason that we were going to sell it off in the first place. Alright, Moria Kupas. I don't really know what else we need from you, frankly. This doesn't really help us. This is also a fleet thing, so what does your system need? Let's have a look at Pisces. Pisces does not need approval. Well, it doesn't need much, does it? I wonder if maybe the smart move might be to get him somewhere else. Now that we're no longer really trying to have Pisces be our, now that we don't need Pisces to grow its influence anymore, nearly as badly anyway. So he could give us some science. I know that we will not get full value from that, but is he a political leader? Is he in the Senate right now? He is. So +1 movement on all fleets then. That seems pretty okay. Right, does that work the way I want it to? It sure does. That did in fact add points. Oh, we can retrofit this military behemoth. I think I'm going to. I think the bomber design is just not great. We can do that because it's still in our space. Where am I? Where's fighting? Nakalim is fighting? Okay. They moved their military behemoth down here. Okay, we'll deal with that in a second. Some guy that we've never met is going to extort us, which I don't really care about. Pisces finished its production thing, so probably is back on ship duty. Like, even with all of the planets here being temples, we still produce ships pretty effectively. Over on Tikal, we are now happy, at least, and overpopulated, and man, this is just a bad system. I guess just build small, inconsequential things? Yeah. It doesn't really matter what we do here. This is just a system we're having so that we can have more systems. Let's see. This system, on the other hand, is pretty productive. I don't know why my population is over here. Let's get you guys on the planet that's good at building things, and then use that to build some things. And we gotta get control of this before interplanetary transport network's any good, so yeah, just continue to ramp up infrastructure. We need to be good at building things. And then we're going to use that ability to build things to build things. Alright, so if I tell you guys to go straight to here, we're looking at 2 turns of travel for some of the ships. Alright, I'll have the behemoth start moving now. The behemoth and the main fleet will arrive at the same time, which I think is, oh no, wait, that's right. The behemoth is going to arrive a turn early because I was not remembering that its movement points hadn't been spent for the turn yet. That's not ideal. All right, let's resolve this battle. So what do we want to do here? Is it just flee? It's probably flee, right? Commander and a mind flayer against this military behemoth. I'm shocked that this is represented this way. Oh, fleeing is suicide, though. So we don't flee. They caught me off guard by moving their military behemoth. All of these ships are dead. And that's true whether we stay or whether we fight. So I guess we just get up close and let him have it. We do as much damage as we can on the way out. His defenses are entirely projectile-based, so the benefit of plasma distortion here doesn't actually affect us. Yeah, I think we run it influential, and then we just Oh man, that does really suck though. Because of the fact that there's only one enemy ship here, they will only have one flotilla, which means that our commander... We have to use plasma distortion for the commander to be able to actually get close, because ships that are not in the same flotilla as their opponents are never at close range. This is pretty bad. Alright, let's see how much damage it does. Let's see how much damage we can do before it dies. The good news is that the bombers will maybe get shot down, so that might limit the... that might slow down the kill and potentially allow us to get some more damage in. The bad news is that the Mind Flayer has literally no value in this battle, except for as a distraction. But because we have no nodes nearby to retreat to, we can't do anything other than fight. Okay, the bombers are going the wrong way. That's good for us. We're actually doing kind of a lot of damage relative to the amount of damage it's dealing. Look at how slowly it's killing the commander. I guess the siege ships are drawing fire off. As soon as they're dead, its guns will refocus and the commander will start taking more serious hits. But their bombers are too distracted by my small ships to be fighting the thing that's dealing all the damage on my side. So we're gonna get some good hits in here. And honestly, the way this has unfolded has given me a little bit of hope. Like, if we could rush a couple of commanders out, I think there's a good chance we could finish this thing off. I mean, we're talking about an unrealistic amount of money, but... So what's left over? The Mind Flayer and a couple of the siege ships survived. Let's merge these together, and then have them... I can't land. The hangars don't work. Right, the system's under blackout. That's actually really bad for us. I can't zoom in to play with the system menu to buy out ships or anything. Well, I guess you guys run to here. We didn't even lose all the ships. Honestly, that was way less bad than I thought it was going to be. I wish I could convince the Riftborn to fight the Cravers. Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. I was trying to negotiate peace with people, and I did not bother to figure out what the right terms would be before beginning the episode. Well, let's see what the cost looks like here. That's not really that difficult to do. We're gonna give them way less than what they're asking for here. I mean, I will give you all of my blue cat mold. I'm fine with that. It looks they're wavery on this version of the deal. I mean, like, I have no problem giving up a lot of blue cat mold and dark glitter. That said, it's also definitely the case that the AI asks you for tons of resources, but it can't actually tell the difference between big numbers and sort of like medium-sized numbers. So it is probably the case that 120 blue cat mold and 40 blue cat mold have the same value.
I don't know.
Not quite. Okay, I went too low. But there's like a threshold where adding additional value stops incrementing the value of the deal. And it's different for different resources at different times, but I bet it's below 120. Just some weirdness with the AI. We keep some of the dark glitter. This is exactly the kind of thing I was avoiding. I was trying to avoid having to do on camera, and then I spaced on it. Which is appropriate, because, you know, it's a space game. We're just gonna claw back every bit of resources that we can while doing this. Alright, that works for me. Are we good? Okay, we're good. We are peaceful with some of the people in the galaxy. It's good to have some friends. Let's see. So they're at war with the Riftborn and with the Hisho. Fine by me. I think we're going to end up at war with the Riftborn again, and I don't think there's a way... I don't think there's a way that we can influence that right now. It's gonna be largely down to them and their decision-making process. So Kuma's gonna continue to get sieged for a while. And we're gonna hit Wasat pretty soon. I'm hoping that we're going to cause enough of a panic at Wasat for this fleet to get called back. If they're smart, they probably won't come back, because I think we're going to cause a big enough problem at Wasat that they won't be able to stop us anyway. But nobody ever accused the AI in this game of being too smart. What do I want on Aquarius? I mean, more influence, right? Aquarius and Hamal are both going pretty hard on influence. But I think we're going to save the Culture Center probably should go on the planet that's producing the most influence. And we're doing this much here on Aquarius without even having all of the planets populated, and with 2 of them not being converted to temples. On Hamal, we stand to gain a little bit more influence. It's hard to know which one of these 2 is going to be more influence productive when it's fully converted to influence mode. I think it's still going to be Aquarius.
Not the only sentience in the galaxy.
He forgot to ask me for tribute, and now he's going to yell at me about not paying the tribute, but it is important to note that I would not have paid the tribute in any case. So it looks like Nullen was fine completing the work that was already assigned. It's just that I can't assign anything new until the blackout ends. That's fine. That's an interesting way of doing that. Alright, I'm going to start some trouble here with these little ships. I mean, they're just going to run. They have plenty of friendly nodes nearby to escape to. And I will go into guard mode, and also this will happen. Sorry, civilians. That was only 300 dust worth of civilians. Okay, the behemoth is gone. I guess it just wanted to destroy ships. Should I have these guys flee then? Because it's probably going to come back, right? Maybe we regroup over here and then reemerge, return later as a group. Alright, the Riftborn are finally starting to move some ships out of my area, which is nice of them. I appreciate them eventually getting on that. 14 turns left on this. How much stuff do we have to sell? If I really wanted to dump resources, what could we make? About 10k there. Wow. Red Zang is really not valuable. Okay, so not enough to get anywhere near rushing one of these. We could rush some stuff on Nullen when it is no longer in blackout, which I guess is what we're saving dust for at the moment. Did I miss one? I totally did. Oh, I can't do anything about that. Don't bother me about that. That's weird that you get a pop-up chiding you for not doing a thing that's impossible for you to do. Alright, definitely want to execute our moves as quickly as possible this turn because we want everybody in support positions around Wasat. Alright, we have a reasonable amount of siege going on, and it's only going to get a hell of a lot better in a second here when all of the siege ships arrive. It may be the case that we end up... okay, they did bring more ships. Oh! When the thing is flashing like that, it means that this fleet was cloaked. Well, there's nothing we really could have done about that. Also, we're getting ground invaded at Kuma. Okay, that's fine. That I'm not too worried about. I think Kuma will hold for quite some time. Let's go ahead and specialize a little bit. I think on Graphius, yeah, Graphius could really use more influence output. And then, is it more influence output? We are ecstatic. We're close to another player's front, so it's possible that some defensive structures would be smart. But I guess let's go deep on influence for the moment. Alright, we're all set everywhere else. We have our resource extraction technologies, which is great. Where are we at on unlocking the next tier? One more. We could grab, like, mission flexibility. Give ourselves some extra behemoth slots. We probably would not use any of them for this, but, you know, support slots are always good. Commercial frameworks, it's probably a little bit too late in the game to start thinking about trading companies, but this would let me colonize lava worlds, which totally does matter. feel like even better behemoths is a good idea. Better and more would be pretty good. So that's a thing we could start considering, but I think we definitely want liquid composites before anything else. His research numbers look really bad, but obviously we'll cheat them a little bit. Yep, so we're getting trace back. I'm not sure that that's a thing to be concerned about. It's only going to take 2 turns for a hack to finish. There's no way the trace gets from Gotria to Hamal in 2 turns. It might not make it to a Sulo. Alright, this is obviously... Yeah, I mean, this is we just press the button here and try to do a little bit of damage before dying. So there's a cloaked fleet at Nakalim. We do not have any cloaking, or we do not have any decloaking technology, which is a thing that probably we need to fix at some point. I do think we definitely have to get our large ship design out first, though. It's really, really important. Okay, here we draft for defense. Yep, we easily win the battle. They destroy my tractable armaments, though. I'm gonna rebuild that. I think that's probably a good idea. Maybe sell just a little bit of this. Yeah, please do not destroy those. I need those. And in fact, we're gonna throw a bunch more defensive stuff in the queue now. So they really are. They're massing up an awful lot of ships all of a sudden. They went from not having much in the way of a military to having tons of military everywhere. And not all of these fleets are even cloaking capable. So it's not just cloaking. I guess they've been secretly building up somewhere that we don't have vision of for a long time. That's an annoying notification. So we'll take Wasat, and then we'll probably just send a detachment of the ships from Wasat to go reclaim, to go push the guys out of Kuma. In 20 turns, ensure that the population of minor civilization races goes up. I mean, that's not a thing. That's not a real quest, in the sense that probably nobody's going to make any decisions based on the fact that that exists, and it's just like going to happen for free no matter what. Where do we want to put a skill point for this commander? Plus 25% manpower capacity on the whole empire is fine. Manpower replenishment for your fleet. I don't know, like all the skills we have access to there are a little bad. All right, what is this? This is that damaged behemoth. 7902, 2580 versus my behemoths. Much better numbers with more health. All right, let's go mano a mano here. This should be actually a pretty easy win for us. We really want to be at short range, but I'm giving a little bit of thought to take trophies just because this is 10 command points. That's like 300 dust, but that's not worth it. We'll just do this. I believe he has little enough health that retreating would instantly kill him, so I think he'll stand and fight. Yep. He did some damage to us. Once again, we draft. We have enough population on Kuma to hold this for a little while. Alright, back to Cold War with those guys. Everybody's building what they need to be building. We're draining 136 manpower, our defense per turn, so we'll be able to attack Wasat eventually. It really has gotten a pretty impressive garrison, though. And once we finish building these, obviously we're going to be building warships again. Losing Kuma is not like a big deal in the sense that like it's not gonna really change anything for us. It's not an important manufacturing center or anything, but it will be annoying to have to take it back. Really hoping once we were only at war with one player that it would be more like a one-front war, which it has not really turned into. I'm trying desperately to get through the election. Okay. Hey, what a surprise. The election went the only way the election could go. Alright, our hack has completed. We are definitely just embedding more sleepers. I'm just trying to get some of our resources. Hold on, we'll come back to this in a second here.
A beast is mostly...
Alright, they would like us to help them with a war. A bunch of people have a lot of things to say to us that are unimportant. At this point in the game, you start getting a lot of garbage messages constantly from everyone. So it behooves you to ignore a lot of it, just click through very quickly. They want me to join their giant alliance in exchange for a small amount of adamantium. Okay, hold on. Hold on. If I join their alliance, I end up at war with the Riftborn, right? But the Riftborn have certain feelings about me, based on the way that our last war went, that might mean that joining this alliance could put me in a place where we could negotiate out to peace with these guys. If we don't do something like that, it's probably the case that I'm going to get declared on by their alliance eventually anyway, because the United Empire player, the Sheridan over here, already is testing me. It'll also put me back at war with the Hisho. We might be able to figure that out, though. And then it means the Craver is at war with 5 players, and we might be able to resolve that situation. I think this has some pretty big implications, but I think I'm going to take this offer. Not that. This. It's definitely going to have some implications for our victory conditions. Alright, we are close to achieving some victory types. Hold on, let's go have a look at first of all, the map. We can see a lot more than we used to be able to see. The orchestrator feels that this node is vital, which I think probably means that this is where his headquarters are. Or maybe NGC, maybe this is it. But yeah, by taking over Hisho territory, we did end up adjacent to the Umbral Choir's empire. Or maybe even more than adjacent. He could have sanctuaries in our systems. Their whole deal is very weird. Alright, let's look through these notifications real quick. Stuff discovered. We don't need to know about any of that. We met the ratio. Stuff was discovered. We've explored 50% of the galaxy. Oh hey, I did in fact discover 4 systems outside of my constellation. And then 100 diplomatic messages. Yeah, you're going to come and help. That's great.
Regardless of the situation.
Yeah, this is just everybody responding to the fact that our war status changed a bunch. Osulo is under singularity again. Alright, let's try to negotiate our way through some of this nonsense. We've also discovered only a single new minor faction. Hello, friends. We're just gonna have a quick chat with them. I mean, we can lay a ton of praise on them. We have so much influence, and the cost of doing that is relatively low. Alright. You would like a truce immediately. You'll give me 40 titanium for it. Sorry, who the hell are you? You have no relation to everybody else in the galaxy. I mean, yes, I will take free stuff. I'm fine with that. Pirate base over here. I'm waiting for the acceptance on that to come through. Okay, I guess maybe they don't have to respond on that one. Alright, let's talk about using our new diplomatic status to negotiate ourselves out of some of these other conflicts. So, the red minus is a pretty bad sign. Probably not going to be able to get truce with the Riftborn. Actually, she's pretty close to neutral on that. Maybe we can talk her into this. What we could do, maybe, is hand over one of these bad systems. You know, give her, what is it? Like Kamos or something? Jane, probably. Oh, Tikal. We could give her Tikal. If we can't figure out anything else. I'm just saying, we do have to make this truce work. What if I gave you 100 red sang? That's probably more red sang than you could possibly use. Would you care about that at all? If we see any blue in this bar, we are taking the deal immediately. Also, I have mushrooms. I know you don't have a mouth, but they're, like, pleasant to look at. Some of your people might have mouths. Okay, hit it. Tell me they accept. Okay, cool. Great. That's really, really good for us. Now, the Hisho...
One hand on my blade.
Well, I know, you only have the one animation, so... They would love a truce. Would they love a truce enough to give me a system for it? I guess I don't really know what their what the development level of these systems is, but in keeping with our relationship thus far... Okay, they would not give us... Oops, that's not what I wanted.
Must you bother me again?
How about one of your other systems? And we're gonna just test this real quick.
Let's
Okay, they wouldn't give us
see.
that. How about Turkana? This is the one we haven't yet attempted, right? Okay, that's fine. How about some resources then? Just give me some... Honestly, antimatter and adamantium are things that are pretty valuable to us at the moment. Oh, I guess they're not, though. We don't have anything to do with them yet. They will be valuable to us. Dust is not even on the table. That's weird. Do they just not have dust? Well, that being the case, they really don't have anything that we want from them. I'm gonna give them the good deal. This is how much we like you. Okay, so now it's just me and the Cravers. We don't want peace with the Cravers. We want to kill them. But we've gotten here a pretty significant numerical benefit from that alliance. Now that we've managed to work it down to just everybody's at war with the Cravers, I'm hoping that some of them will actually be able to help. Most of our new allies are too far away, probably. But we can see an Umbral Choir fleet over here, which certainly is suggestive that they might be able to do something. They have a lot of behemoths. They have a military behemoth. How good is it? It's fine. It's nowhere near as good as ours. Hey, military behemoth buddy, might you come forth and defend Kuma? Help. Please. Please help. I don't know if the AI actually respond to those or not. We're gonna find out, I guess.
To act.
Okay, we are going to continue drafting the population. Yeah, we're gonna have to put some ships into this somewhere. I don't really want to leave Wasat. We might have to pull some people back from Wasat. Alright, Nolan is no longer paused, but things are looking a little bit worse here than we thought they were. That said, the system is now very good at building things. Let's specialize even further, and then... Do we even want to try the Mind Flayer thing? I mean, it's a cute idea, but I'm not sure that it's working at all. It's remarkable, like 353 defense versus 1,073. Hold on a second. Do the Mind Flayer ships just not have the right modules installed? The right defenses? Do we have tier 1 defensive modules or something? Oh, we do. So that's part of the issue. But also, it's just that, like, the slots that can have defensive stuff in them have other stuff. It's not that great of a defensive design. Okay, hold on a second. What about the Seneschal? What about this thing? Let's pull all the modules out of here and have a look at it. It has a pretty similar loadout, actually. If we were to use these as boarding party ships, we'd end up running them like this. That's support only. I'm inclined to go double shield because it sure does seem like our opponent loves energy weapons. And then we have an extra support slot left over. What do we do with it? I guess it could be a Hyperion engine, although maybe instead of Hyperion engines we should be doing like 2 ram scoops. Is an awful lot of distance. We could also run repair bots. Don't think we actually want an antimatter lenser. I think this is the way we would build this ship, so it's a little bit better in terms of defense than the upgraded defense version of the other ship. Although we should actually still apply that design. Did I do that? I did not. Even if all we're doing is upgrading the modules, we should make sure that we retrofit the existing versions, the existing ships to that. The commander, yes, the commander also needs these. Do I want to change out the engines on this thing? Yeah, I'm not going to bother. So if we're going to try a boarding party strategy, maybe it's smarter to switch over to using this ship for it. It does have quite a bit more health as well, like almost 20% more health. Or we could just build some shoot 'em down type ships. I'm gonna keep trying this. If we are in fact facing a force that has just massive, massive numbers of ships, then I think it is probably the case that stealing those ships should be a higher priority. Let's have a look at these guys. They have 12 vessels in the air. Still all energy, weapons, and projectile defenses. I'm going to try it over here too. I know that this is a little risky, but the maximum value version of this plan is pretty high value. And we'll just hope that we get something like that. Alright, Takal is never going to be good at building stuff, but it looks like defensive structures are maybe becoming non-optional on a bunch of my systems, and also this thing needs to go away. Alright, where are we at on the Academy request? 10 turns left. And my contribution is reading as rounding down to 0%, so that means that the Umbral Choir are in for over 19k. Well over 19k. We might be able to buy ourselves into that, but honestly I'm not feeling very optimistic about it. I'm really wondering about building the culture center here on Nakalim. Like we haven't currently got a ton of influence coming out, but we could, right? We could convert stuff to temples, and still pretty torn on that. Well, we've got lots of important ships building in lots of places. We do need to just kind of wait a minute on the SOT thing, so I guess let's hit end turn. You guys, I guess, can be in defense mode, but don't go anywhere. You are also just hanging out. Yeah, I guess I actually should maybe move these ships to a friendly system. Well, you know what? It's only one ship that would get upgraded, and it's not very much. But yeah, we should move to a friendly system and get some retrofitting done. The siege ships should also, I guess, get the new defenses. I kind of wish there was a quick button for this. And we want to continue to tend toward over projectile defending the ships, so that our enemies are compelled to use energy weapons, because energy weapons are not as good at dealing with boarding pods as projectile weapons are. That's true, we did finish a hack, didn't we? God, I hope somebody is able to send some ships over here and put a little pressure on the Cravers for us. If we end up trading Kuma for Wasat by not going back to defend Kuma, I think that works out in our favor, pretty significantly in our favor. We're not currently in grave danger anywhere else, although there were a ton of ships around Gia recently. Hold on, I'm going to have this commander stored inside the hangar here. Somebody did some spying nonsense on our hero. I actually really do want that hero functioning. 19,000? Really? Really? That's a lot of dust. Okay, well, I guess we can heal Anaxagoras and put him back in control of this fleet over here while we're getting our stuff back together. I do not want to have to attack to run off this Academy ship, but that Academy ship needs to go away.
Benevolent creature, the choir has a proposal.
I like a science agreement in theory. I don't love another influence penalty. And we have enough influence built up that we can afford to run this for quite some time. Yeah, I guess let's do it. We can always just get more, right? It seems that after centuries of study, Isildur is finally coming close to unlocking key mysteries in the history of the Lost. This close to his goal, he has become distracted and vague. He has time for little else than his lifelong obsession. Submitting to his obsession, however, has left his organization adrift and unguided. The result is that some heroes no longer feel the need to obey his orders, while others simply forget to ask his permission. Alright, so we have this unclaimed places thing again. So colonize or create an outpost on 4 unique planets in fewer than 30 turns. Okay. I mean, we can't realistically do anything other than maybe take Lakim, so that's going to have to be our goal if we want to finish that quest. And I don't know that I care. What do we want to do here? I mean, this is pretty quick to get done, and then is it time for... It's probably time for defenses here. And also shipbuilding. Masala population boost is ended. I don't really want to be moving population around our systems at the moment. Let's see, these guys are going to show up eventually. We will blow them up when they do. It's like, do I want to quick heal the Unfallen Guardian and put him in control of this fleet? He's not gaining XP right now in the injured state. And that probably is a thing that we should care about. It is looking to me like we are probably just way out of luck on participating in the Academy thing. As much as I would love a free fleet with carriers in it, I just don't think we can spare the dust. We are burning their manpower, but not as quickly as we would need to. There are still... We know there are still fleets somewhere. Still a long way off of liquid composites. For some reason, this is being marked as vital by our ally. His military behemoth is gone. He moved it. Maybe he's actually coming to help. Or at least going to fight them somewhere. All we really need is for him to put pressure on them somewhere. So how many of these ships... I'm wondering how many boarding vessel type ships I need to send over here to have a chance of actually getting anything done with them against this many butchers. Because the answer is probably that we need like a whole lot of ships, right? So if I attack these guys at Tikal to run them off, the system will be producing more stuff, which we need it to do, but we'll have to do a payout to the Academy, which I don't want to have to do. It's really annoying that the Academy ships behave this way. Like, they should at least, if they're not at war with you, they should not blockade. Yeah, I think we're gonna run this ship off. I need this to go away. And then I think we're good. I think that's all of the stuff we're doing for the turn.
Well, step closer. Bare your
Okay.
throat.
Alright, reparations were all good. Oh, it didn't run. Okay, so we made some money there. That lessens the blow slightly. And it was never, like, a big deal. How long would it take for... If I disconnect these siege ships and then run them this way? 7 turns? You know what? I'm going to do that. It doesn't really benefit us to have siege ships over here back in the Empire. They're moving something to ESO. Just a bunch of population. I don't know why they're shipping so much population this way. I wonder if we could talk the Riftborn Alliance into going to war with the Cravers too. I would like to get some more pressure on them. Right now they are way too unconcerned. So you probably don't want to move at all. We want to keep building seneschals here for the moment. I need to win a couple of big fights just to spur my ship creation technology onward. I mean, we don't really have a choice here. We're running pretty low on population. We have to do something soon. Oh, interesting. These guys were never even headed for Tikal. They're going somewhere else. Well, in that case, we'll just kill you, right? Yeah. Oh, you can retreat. There's a neutral node. And then once he's run off, do we just go to Kuma? Seems dangerous. We could go to, like, Hamal, though. It probably doesn't help us too much to be here. Okay, yes, he did run. So we should have ships nearby. It's entirely possible that what's going to end up happening here, even if we don't interfere, is that they take Kuma and then a bunch of their ships leave so that they can wreak havoc elsewhere, and we can get an easy reclaim. Not sure why the ships that are in the fleets that are in guard mode here have been set off, but they definitely don't have anything to do. Orbiting fleets. Ah, there's a cloaked fleet. That's why. What does the decloaking technology take in terms of time? How does this work? It wasn't all that long ago that they added cloaking tech, so okay, we would need survival suits, which is a 9-turn technology at our current rate of research. So this is the Craver plan. Deny me science by not letting me see any of the ships. Sadly, that's going to be pretty effective. So we don't have any kind of anti-cloaking modules. We have a basic cloaking module, but we've also seen AI fleets that have decloaking. I'm not too worried about that. Behemoth scanner does not help with this. Yeah, that's inconvenient for sure. Where's the next level of anti-cloaking tech? Alright, anti-cloaking level 2 with anti-cloaking probes. And antimatter channeling is like, this is where you start to get that stuff. So all probes have level 2 invisibility detection once you have antimatter channeling. Wait, is there an earlier level of that idea? No, okay, there's not a version of that gives you level 1 decloaking. So this is it, really. Like this is the thing we would need, and that's way too expensive to just go and get. Well, I guess we just sit here then. They're going to build up enough ships that they feel safe attacking us, and we're just going to have to win the fight when that happens. We don't really have another option. And somewhere on the other side of the galaxy, our allies are exploring stuff. Oh, we should actually look at the victory conditions. Because now we've tied our victory condition to a bunch of other people, and we need to get a sense of the magnitude of what we've done. Anaxagoras is leveling up and getting more fleet health. Hooray! Alright, they're tracing us. We're doing the ground battle thing that we do. Yep, all of our systems are eternally compromised. It's fine, the AI does not know how to take advantage of this system, I've decided.
We hope that the cold dark of space has made war.
I probably
proposal.
shouldn't run a second science agreement. As much as I like the idea of science agreements, I just don't think we can afford to run two. We can stay on our current thing for quite a while. If we run another one of these, we're going to very quickly get to the place where we need to start ditching laws, and I don't want to do that. Our laws are very powerful and good right now. Single slicer, for some reason. Well, attack it. I'm assuming that the cloaked fleet will not play a part in the battle. Oops, I picked the wrong battle tactic. I think they have to choose to decloak before they can take part in combat, you know, so that they don't automatically get revealed by stuff like this. Interesting that he chose not to retreat, though, given that there were safe nodes all over the place. How many more turns? It's okay, probably like 6 more turns before we're in a place where it makes sense to just attack. Also, Wasat is rapidly starving. Didn't they have 22 population before? Like, if they were trying to ship population out, we would intercept those ships. So I'm assuming they're just starving. I mean, I am blockading, right? So they're besieged and they're suffering a loss of food. Oh, there are these quest curiosities. Yeah, I sped right past this, but there is a quest going on. So if we complete this quest, the person who gets first place on this gets access to a weapon that I was thinking that we wouldn't really be able to build because it's made of antimatter. We do have some antimatter mining now, and it's a weapon that does do crew damage. So it helps you take stuff over with your boarding parties. Maybe this is something we should take more seriously. So you have to find the quest curiosities and track them down. We have a spare scout ship, right? Oh no, that's the hero ship that has the probe module. We do have a spare scout ship. Did it get destroyed? Yeah, it got blown up, that's right. Well, we can probably... No, in fact, I am not allowed to do this from the system menu. Well, can I just build a scout ship here really quickly? Not really quickly. I'm going to put it above the infinite supermarkets, though, because it turns out they're not that important anymore. I started building those back when that made sense. Alright, what do we want to do about this? We definitely can't run these guys over here. I might just fly them to Aquarius. Yeah, take the fleet through Hamal to Aquarius. It looks like I can't actually plan that route. Alright, well. Star lane over there, and we'll figure it out from then. These guys must be flying to here? I think? That would not necessarily be great for us. Kamos is not super well defended. Let's have a look at victory conditions. Let's do this thing. Alright, supremacy. Our alliance would have to... Sorry, that's not the one. Conquest. This is what I wanted to look at. Our alliance controls 37 out of the 120 required star systems in the galaxy for conquest control. So that's not even remotely doable. Really, are all of my allies' systems, or all of my allies' empires are tiny? Because I control over a third of... Well, no, I control a little under a third of our 37. Yeah, actually, these are some pretty tiny empires. And also the, really tiny empires. And it doesn't help that the Umbral Choir only have one system that they own. So it's just like impossible to win a conquest victory if you ally with the Umbral Choir, I guess. It just kind of feels kind of crappy. As far as an economy victory goes, that seems feasible, but it would kind of have to happen without me. It's looking to me like we might be on a supremacy victory now. We own most of the capitals. We can get the Craver capital, and then we just have to turn on everybody else one by one. I think that may be where we end up. And as soon as we have a military that's capable of breaking the dam on this Craver thing, we will have a military that is capable of taking over the rest of the galaxy. The Cravers are probably the most combat capable of the other empires, and then I bet the Riftborn are in second. And then from there, the dominoes will probably fall pretty quickly. Okay, only 3 turns to make it there. That's not too bad. I'm gonna just drag this thing out at Kuma as long as we possibly can. Apparently we discovered a new unique planet somewhere. Way over here. Boy, the AI has not been very aggressive about exploring their surroundings or anything.
The unfallen greet you.
I still can't do this. Couldn't do it last turn, can't do it this turn. I know technically you're a different player, but it feels very similar from this end. So when this ship finishes, we'll send both of these ships from Pisces over to Aquarius. We're gonna form up on Aquarius to try to take out the force at Kuma. Because Kuma is about to run out of population. I think we should be able to drive them back. We really do need more military technology, but we need these large ship designs first. And it really does not feel like any of the AI are coming to help me. Something tells me we are on our own, despite all those messages of support. Yep, 5 turns. We'll think about that in 5 turns then. We'll continue to embed sleepers on Gatria. We have to get to 5 before we see major economic benefit. I am confident that we can do that. So now the question, since this is the time where we are definitely going to lose, do we pull a tactical surrender, organize a little resistance network, try to keep things burning while we're gone, or do we fight to the last to damage their manpower that little bit more? I think probably this is the time for tactical surrender. It ended in grave defeat, but not in them gaining... There it goes. Okay, they had to make the decision about how they wanted to do it. For some reason, that made me the invader of worlds. We get 2 command points for our fleets. That's pretty cool. I have no idea why that happened. We could take a quest from the Mavros at this point. Like, well, maybe we could. Hold on. We're over the threshold, but yeah, we don't have the highest opinion with them. They are just giving us resources, which is nice. If we could take them over, would we? I suppose there's not really a strong reason to do so. Yeah, probably not. I'd probably just let them keep sending us resources. This is pretty weird. So there's a bunch of Umbral Choir ships up here conflicting with Riftborn and stuff, and also there's some Horatio. Why is everybody over on Mira and Nerod? The Horatio Empire's over here. You know, why do the AI do the things that the AI does? I don't know. Gonna build some more ships here. I sure wish I had my commander back. or my hero. We can get him. We can rebuild the governor. Just expensive. Nakalim is gonna keep prepping. Over on Lacerta, we almost have access to all the planets now. It's probably a pretty good time to build Xeno-industrial infrastructure since we have so many planets. But yeah, this system is not very productive or useful. We took some bad weak stuff. Alright, we really need to get desert planet colonization. Then we should probably build defensive stuff here. Just get all of this stuff hardened, because who knows, the Cravers could strike at any of it. It's all over on that side of the Empire. Alright, well, they probably are going to turn some of these ships around to come fight us at some point. They could, I suppose, just move to another system and try to race us. Let's see who can take everybody else, who can take all of the other person's stuff first. And with their garrison sizes, they're not in bad shape in such a contest. So we're going to want to wait until these ships arrive and this ship finishes at Aquarius before we move out from there. Jane has finished producing its stuff, so I think this is make the industrial zones and then start making ships, right? Probably. We can worry about that next turn. On Hamal, we are not building the culture center, right? But you know what? Aquarius is productive enough that we probably need Aquarius to stay on the... I am going to do this. We probably need Aquarius to stay on ship production. Maybe that's what I need from Hamal right now as well. Yeah, probably. Obviously, the earlier we get the influence growth going, the better it is, but I just don't know that it's going to be enough to matter. Oh, there's a blue marker underneath our marker. This has been marked as vital. Oh yeah, we should get rid of the defend thing. In fact, they've only built up more ships on Kuma. Apparently they think Kuma is going to be a place where they're going to launch everything from. An interesting plan. I'm not sure... So they're going to use Kuma as a staging ground to attack everything in the rest of our empire? I don't think that's going to work, honestly.
The unfallen...
It's not defensible enough, and it's completely within the influence area of our other systems. So, what do we want in a new hero? And Overseer gives us some interesting stuff. We probably need governors more than we need commanders at this point, but new heroes are going to be pretty bad, honestly. Like they're not going to have time to develop into much of anything. That said, this United Empire skill tree is not terrible. What about the U-socials? Approval, which we don't really need, food and industry at the same time, a considerable amount of influence. You know, honestly, not bad. And then still with the Overseer bean counter thing. Actually, we might want to take this guy on. Godel Builder version 87. And then you're a Hisho counselor. We don't really want that. I think let's take this guy. And he can be the governor of Nakalim, maybe? Nakalim could use some boosts. So he has a food bonus. Nakalim doesn't really need approval, but nowhere needs approval. I guess optimal operations expert, and then... Do we need food anywhere, really? I don't think so. I guess we'll take the approval thing for if we do have to cancel the approval law. And then we'll put him to work on Nakalim, because Nakalim can really benefit from... all of the boosts that are based on the population. Try to get some ships done more quickly here. Alright, so we're getting close to launching a counterattack. He invested hard in getting control of Kuma in a way that I was really not expecting. And he completely declined to defend his other stuff, also in a way that I was really not expecting. So I think my plan right now is form some kind of rudimentary defense force. We need to have something that prevents this attack from spreading out too much. Taking Kuma back is going to be tricky if he just leaves all his ships there, but also if he leaves all his ships there, they're at least not doing any harm to the rest of our empire. And then while he's so committed to Kuma, we just burn out all this stuff as quickly as we can. We're going to need more siege vessels, probably. That might be a thing to start building at Pisces. Put the commander on hold, and just get me more siege ships to trail the combat fleet. Because I would love it if we could burn out these huge garrisons a little bit faster. Yeah, it's going to be something like that. But that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We are actually being challenged this game, and part of that is that I picked a strategy that just doesn't work, and so I've sort of inadvertently handicapped us. I was really not expecting it to be so hard to get into ship-to-ship combat with our enemies. Usually it is the case that when you go to invade their stuff, they come and try to play defense, and so we would have gotten a bunch of science and dust from our laws. This thing where they completely avoid us and instead just go fight somewhere else is a real bummer, man. So come back next time, tomorrow, to see if we can still pull this off despite effectively playing with one hand tied behind our back. And we'll see you then.